pushed a child out of my vagina and ripped from my fanny to my arsehole.
You were screaming pretty much the whole time.
And then the next day I cooked a roast dinner. But do children have a right to their own digital privacy? And are we potentially going to have a generation of children when they grow up being like, why did you post that about me? There was just this massive fuck throughout the house.
I wasn't going to mention that. Welcome to episode 34 of the Fun Dad, Dean and Wife Unfiltered podcast. I am Dean.
And I am Sarah. So
if you haven't heard already, I've had a bit of a mare, haven't I, this week?
Yep.
Yeah, so I was doing this, not the school run, but the morning routine, and they both woke up really late because of the hour switch, clock change. Both woke up really late, so I'm rushing around, trying to go upstairs to sort one of them out because she's like barely ready. We've got to leave in like 10 minutes. And I've smashed my foot on the cupboard door that my other kid left open. And at the time I was like, fuck, that really, really, really hurt. Everyone stubs their toe, don't they? You stub it, don't you? It does hurt. But this was like a different stub. You know what I mean? This was like ridiculous pain going through you. You know what I mean? And I actually had tears in my eyes. And Ruby come up and said, "You right, Daddy?" And I was like, yeah. So I was hobbling around that whole day. And I told you about it, and you just mugged me off, didn't you, at the start? You were like, oh.
I was like, oh, grow a pair. Like, just crack on. Like, it can't be that painful.
Well, it was.
It was.
So painful. And I got, like, all bruising, covered my whole foot.
Oh, you've broken your toe, no doubt.
Yeah.
That is 100% broken.
But it's not childbirth, is it? So it's not, like, not as painful as childbirth.
It's not as painful as childbirth, so suck it up.
So it doesn't get any sympathy whatsoever because I haven't pushed 2 kids out.
No, but I'm sorry. I do genuinely think, and you can counteract this if you want, and obviously maybe it's based on my limited experience, but in my experience, women have better pain thresholds than men. Particularly you. Sorry.
What data do you have on that, though?
Okay, what data do I have on that? I pushed a child out of my vagina and ripped from my fanny to my arsehole.
You were screaming pretty much the whole time.
And then the next day I cooked a roast dinner. So...
Well, yeah, exactly. So it couldn't
it was painful.
So it couldn't have been that painful. See,
oh, my... Oh!
See, I'm still in pain. Like, I put that foot in there and I'm still hobbling around everywhere. I can't cook roast dinners. I can barely stand up. You know what I mean? So this pain, arguably, is worse.
You know, as you're saying it, that it's absolute
Someone
bullshit.
DM'd me saying they'd had 3 kids and broken their toe, and they were different pains. She didn't say one was worse or thing. She said they're different.
They're different, yes. Okay.
So she couldn't put a shoe on for like 3 months.
You know what, though? I know this is really mean to wish this on someone, right? But I've also had in my life, I've had kidney stones twice, right? And I remember the first time with the kidney stones, I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't really know, like, I was in absolute agony. And I remember going to the hospital and they were like, oh, yeah, it's kidney stones. And it is genuinely the only thing I can compare that is on par to childbirth. And if there is one thing I secretly wish on you...
Oh, cheers.
I wish on you. I wish kidney stones so you could have a little glimpse of what it is like to be in labour.
No. How'd you get them anyway? Is it
Things like dehydration.
Yeah,
or just bad luck.
I drink so much coffee and so little water, I probably will get them.
Oh, there you go. Well, I do kind of secretly wish that on you so you could experience the pain of childbirth.
I think breaking your toes up there, though, so...
But also, what I found quite interesting about the day you broke your toe is I spoke to Ruby and Daisy was at a friend's house because, I mean, everyone was quite good to you when you broke your toe. Like, people down the road and stuff had the kids, didn't they? So, you know,
they done the
helped
school
you out.
run, yeah, it was nice.
And Daisy apparently told the mum, because I texted her being like, oh my gosh, like, apparently Dean's broken his toe. And her response was, yeah, I know, Daisy did say something. I was like, what did she say? And apparently when you broke your toe, there was just this massive fuck throughout the house.
I wasn't going to mention that.
Oh, the kids have
And the door was like half open as well, the front door. So we were like getting ready to go. And I thought, bloody hell, people could hear that. They probably did hear that. But it was just so painful, like that initial thing. So
See, do you never think though, like when you hurt yourself in front of the kids, that they are watching you all the time and they are
that
learning
wasn't my
from
first
you?
fault. No, when I stubbed my toe, my first fault wasn't like the kids' perception of me. It was that fucking
But
hurt.
do you not think now, if the kids stub their toe in the future, like what would you do? Like that was in front of our 6-year-old. If she was to stub her toe and she went, fuck, is that the right way to respond to being hurt? Would you tell her off?
It's a tricky one. Probably not.
No?
Nah, probably not. Don't know. She's
I
really
would.
hurt herself. You can't really tell them off at that point.
No, but-
Maybe you tell them after. You say, "Don't react like that." I know Daddy does, but he's a bit of a twat, so don't. So you can't. But
I remember being stung by a bee once, and I was doing something in the garden with a swimming pool, and the bee stung me. When the sting like sticks out your hand, and I kind of just took it. It hurt, and I just thought, oh, it's in front of the kids, and I thought there's no point in being dramatic. So I took a deep breath, and I was like, oh, Mummy's been stung by a bee. It hurts, but I need to take it out. Let's go and get me some tweezers. And like I just tried to show being calm. I don't think if you got stung by a bee...
You do it for a job, don't you? You have to be like calm and collective when you got like 30 kids.
Yeah.
I'm not used to that.
No, just used to panic.
Like
and
you
mayhem.
are so calm in those situations. I'm just like panic central, and so yeah, you're just used to it.
I think as well though, when they hurt themselves, like I remember, your first. I remember like, I don't know, Daisy would get stung by a stinging nettle. Or do you remember when Daisy cracked her head open and I was ringing you in a panic like straight away? I've kind of just learnt now maybe over the years, there's no point like panicking because it doesn't. I just take a deep breath and like, there's no point panicking about whatever. So I know like even when Ruby like fell in a load of stinging nettles and her legs were all covered in those bubbles, I was just like, no point panicking, no point exasperating it. The more calm I stay,
when it
the more
comes to
calm
the
they'll
kids,
stay.
I proper panic.
I know.
So bad. Yeah.
You panic, yeah. But maybe it is because I'm a teacher. I don't know.
You know what to do. You've been in those situations many more times than me.
So, for example, do you remember when you had hand, foot, and mouth?
Yeah.
So when you had that, that's
Oh
obviously...
my God. It's one of the most painful things I've ever had in my life. I had my arm in like ice cold water for the whole evening, didn't I?
Yeah.
Like trying to go to bed. Couldn't sleep. It was fucking awful. Never get that. Honestly, for a couple of days, it was the worst pain ever. I thought this is what hell is like.
Oh,
it was
God.
so relentless and itchy and just painful. Yeah, so that was awful.
If the kids had hand, foot, and mouth and they were moaning about it, you would just be like, yeah, I get it.
Of course.
You wouldn't tell them to stop moaning. I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just saying, like, I think I've definitely learned over the years that they really learn by example. And I've been trying to stay calmer in situations.
I think they do a bit. But it's in them as well. If they're like nature versus nurture thing, isn't it?
Panicky.
Sometimes if you're like more inclined to do that, it doesn't matter what people are like around you. And if James Bond was around you, I'd still be panicky. He's like cool under pressure, isn't he?
I thought you meant because I was going to run off with James Bond.
You want me to be like him, though, really cool and calm under pressure, but I'm just not.
I know. You're better. Getting better. You're learning. I'll put you in some more pressurised situations and see how you cope.
Like what?
Don't know. I'll just create drama and see how you cope with it.
Create enough drama in the house. Don't need to create any more drama. You and the two kids do enough drama.
Anyway, I wish you and your toe well. I really do.
It's actually quite a bit better today.
Because to be fair, I did actually feel bad because I was mugging you off a little bit at work. I was like, oh, Dean wants me to go home from work early because he's broken his toe. And I was getting home thinking, oh, it's going to be his big toe. I'm getting home from work early. It's going to, it was your little toe.
No, that's more painful.
But
apparently.
then I did feel bad because
Apparently it's more painful, the little one.
The next morning, I did look at his little toe. I mean, there's not many people in the world I would touch their feet and strap up their toes, especially men's toes. But I did it for you, didn't I? That is a sign of love. Yeah. And the toe was like gross and his black foot was black.
I think we're going into too much detail now. But anyway, yeah, it will get better. It's better. Let's move on. Let's move on to another subject.
Okay, so today I wanted to cover something because, as always, we've made mistakes. We make mistakes. We are human. It happens. And there's something that I wanted to consider. And we've both been kind of considering this over, I don't know, the last maybe year, 2 years, haven't we?
I've always considered it, but more now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never. Yeah,
So,
but anyway, yeah.
I'm just posing the question, Are you aware of your child's digital footprint? Okay. So something I just wanted to talk about. So why have we become more wary?
Because of AI as well, AI and stuff.
Okay, so take that. All right, so the first point then you made about AI.
Yeah.
So I actually wasn't aware. Maybe I live in my little naive bubble and I'm quite happy to stay there, quite frankly. So I went on a training course, and on the training course, they gave a scenario, an example of a secondary school teacher there was images of her going around the school. Allegedly, she'd sent pictures of herself topless and naked to a year 11 boy, right? So my instinct as a teacher is like, right, well, that teacher needs to be suspended. He's got a pending investigation. Oh my gosh, that's completely inappropriate. Generating those conversations. Never for once in my mind, until the trainers posed this question back, was the authenticity of the picture and how good there are now these AI apps and these fakes that actually all they need is a picture of said teacher.
Have you got the picture anywhere? Just so I can check.
Okay, not the point. Pervert. Exactly. Perverts like you. But the point is, you can take any picture now. Fucking weirdo. You can take any picture now, put it into this software, and can I just say any picture? I'm talking child or adult, and I'll just leave it there. And you can generate what you want, whether that be naked images, or if you can even create videos. And it's so good.
So you post your kid online, and they can put it into this software, and they can create videos and pictures of them like that.
Yeah. And I was literally sitting in this training, and I was thinking, oh my God, this makes me want to go on to, because obviously I've got, since we both have got those open social media platforms. And I was just like, oh my God, who's looking at them? Not everyone in this world is like us. Not everyone has these nice intention motives like us.
Oh, there's fucking weirdos everywhere, especially online, of course.
And how can we vet, especially you with your, I don't know, 300 whatever thousand followers, how can you vet that? Exactly. And my mind, when you get into this wormhole and you're like, oh my God.
But we don't really post about the kids. I never really have.
You used to.
You're a parenting page. I did. A bit more on TikTok I did at the start. I used to do videos with the kids, didn't I? I suppose you got to. It's a parenting page. You got to show them a little bit to give it some sort of context.
But back then it wouldn't have crossed our minds.
No,
I think
no.
Nobody goes in with this intention, oh, I'm going to post pictures of my kids. So some absolute degenerate fucking, I don't want to use the word, schmiedemile, might be out there getting the images of your children. But that is a potential harsh reality that maybe we didn't want to think about or admit or go down that path. Because your intentions when you upload pictures of your children might just be, oh, this was a cute moment, I want to share it. Oh, we had a lovely day out. Other parents might enjoy the same thing. Or, oh, this is a cute family picture. I really want to post this to share some positives of my parenting journey in my life.
It's all innocent mainly, but it's about education, about knowing what's out there and educating yourself before you're doing that sort of stuff, isn't it? We know the dangers now. We know this is online. We know. Oh, sorry. God, bleep that out. But we know that now. Like, exposing your kids online it's dodgy now, isn't it? Let's be honest. I post the odd story with them in. I do. Like the odd one, I try. But...
Well, it's definitely less, isn't it, now?
Much more less.
This is the argument of perhaps private accounts versus open ones. Because I actually really enjoy and love, so I also have a private account, which I've used to, since Daisy was a baby, maybe like 10 years. And there are positives here. I do love, and for example, when we go away for 6 weeks, I love seeing the updates of my nephews, of my cousins, of family that live further away. I've got some family who live in America, and I'm like, I like to see their life.
But I think
and their
that's
journey.
fine if it's private. I think that's fine, isn't it? Is it?
Is it private? This is what I mean. I don't know.
I mean, your
Is it
friends could
private?
screenshot it, send it to
They're
WhatsApp
still
with
saying-
someone else.
They're still saying digital footprint.
Someone could get it in private, but it's much harder.
Right.
Like your friend would have to screenshot, then you have to go somewhere else through WhatsApp. It's a lot harder.
Yeah, I don't wanna, like, sit here
public,
and-
anyone can get my stuff.
I don't want to sit here and like dig it out, you know, because I do really like that, and I like, you know, my friends have gone on holiday and they make maybe a little reel of their holiday. I enjoy seeing that snapshot of their life, and I'm happy for them, and I like seeing updates and how their children are growing, or, you know, they've had a really good time. I do think that that's really nice to see.
Yeah.
So I don't want to dig out everything, but I suppose for us, and especially you with your platform, I suppose it's just being mindful of what you post.
Definitely.
Like for me, and I've always said this, even when I didn't have this knowledge of AI and just the weirdos out there, even when I didn't have that knowledge, I was like, you're not posting a picture of them in their nappy. You're not posting a picture of them in their swimsuit.
Oh no, I wouldn't even dream of it anyway.
It's sad that we have to think like that, though,
I
isn't
know,
it?
but there is just so many weirdos out there. There just is, especially online. And you've got to be mindful about what you're posting of your kids. Of course you have. I've always been very mindful of that. Post your video of them, but not like half naked and stuff like that. I just wouldn't do it.
So in coming further on from that then, how do people feel about people posting pictures of their kids without permission, or basically posting pictures of other people's children? What are your thoughts on that?
Shouldn't do it. Shouldn't do it. No, you do ask for permission from the person you're posting about first, especially if they're kids. Absolutely. I always would. I'd never post someone's kid without asking for permission.
Right.
Especially with 300 and whatever followers.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. I suppose for me it's that because my sister often posts pictures of my kids, but her Instagram is completely private.
Okay, that's your
so
sister. I think she knows the line with you, though.
I suppose it's public versus private.
Yeah,
again.
that's a big difference.
I'd be much more comfortable if somebody's account was private.
Yeah, it's a massive difference.
Yeah.
Massive difference.
Because there's a lot that comes with it as well, isn't it? I think parents are a lot more educated now, because I often see people post, say, a picture of their child in their school uniform or something like that, and you know the emblem that you get on a lot of the cardigans or the uniform or the blazers, and they kind of put a star over it.
I
or
made that
out.
mistake.
What do you
when
mean?
I had about 10,000 followers, I posted a picture of them with the emblem.
Did
and someone
you?
DM'd me saying, block that out.
Wow.
And I took it off and blocked it out.
Okay.
Yeah, so I made that mistake. I just
Yeah.
weren't aware of that. So it is education, it is experience,
Yeah.
but it's about being mindful of it as well.
I mean, we're definitely in a different place to what we were 3-4 years ago, in terms of our knowledge and understanding of it and what we would post.
Yeah, okay.
I think
But
you're
we're,
forgetting.
But we're mindful of it. You've got to be mindful of
I don't
being
think
like
we
that.
used to be as much.
No, I guess.
I don't think we were. But
AI's changed the game though, hasn't it, a little bit? It's
It
so
has.
dangerous in that.
and I think that I've got quite a positive and innocent mind, I suppose, and I don't really like to think like that. But as part of my role in school as safeguarding lead, maybe I do have to think about that more now. Don't know, but I suppose I would say, always ask. And, you know, the when you go into a school nativity, or you go into a dance show with your kids, or you're going somewhere and the people leading it say, don't post these pictures online, sometimes they're saying it for a reason. Maybe a
course.
child in that class is currently, has relocated area because they're moving from an abusive parent and they don't want to be found. Or you just don't know.
I
So
think
they're saying it for a
most
reason.
parents are good with that though. I
Yeah?
think most parents are good with that. Stuff like that. They wouldn't film it and then put it on their social media, especially if they're public. Surely not.
Well, I don't know.
No,
what I'm
I
asking.
think most parents are good with that one. I certainly wouldn't do that. Definitely not. I wouldn't film.
But also,
nativity.
I did think, sometimes...
Nativities are boring anyway. I
sometimes
suppose definitely wouldn't film that.
Nativities are boring, or the ones we've been to,
I'm half asleep.
But I suppose as well, if you're posting pictures of your kids, maybe in their school uniform, or even in their brownies uniform, or they do some kind of club and you I don't know, you post them outside the church where they're going in the church hall to do their club, you're kind of advertising your child's schedule as well, if you're not private.
Yeah.
If you've got an open platform, I suppose you're basically saying, this is where we'll be every Saturday morning.
These weirdos can work it out. They can work it out. They take time doing it.
God, this is a bit...
They do. I know it's a bit of a... horrible topic, but I think it's important.
It's important to cover, yeah.
To spread awareness about this stuff and the journey we've been on as well. It is important because...
Yeah, I wonder if you've got a secondary age child, if you or your children know about these apps. Because I certainly don't know enough about it to know the in-depths of them and what they can do and how they can create. Because, I mean, or should these apps have an age limit on them? So you've got to prove you're 18? They've got to be regulated.
They've got to be regulated. It's a problem with AI. It's not regulated yet properly.
Right.
As soon as it is, if it is, then that'd be better. But it's not regulated at the moment. There's all this sorts of stuff being made and weirdos latching on.
And I suppose as well, our eldest is a bit older now. And do the kids have a right to digital privacy, even from their parents? You know, we've always had the children's...
God, that's a tricky question.
Even on this podcast, we know we've always had the children's best interests at heart, okay? And we try to only discuss events or topics that we maybe have learnt something from or we think that could help our listeners and our platform. And I say we are quite considerate of what we talk about. And you know, there's been loads of experience where we think in our heads, oh, that would be funny to share on the podcast, or that would be good. But then we take a step back and we think, actually, the impact of our child on sharing that, we're not going to talk about that today.
Because their friends could hear it or whatever, yeah.
So, but do children have a right to their own digital privacy? And are we potentially going to have a generation of children when they grow up being like, why did you post that about me? You know, these videos of children going viral and all things like that. What is the positives versus the negatives? Oh, we're going in.
That's a hard one, isn't it? So we're not there yet.
No.
TikTok's new. We're not there yet. All these apps are quite new.
So will they grow up?
What will our kids think? Podcasts about them and all this kind of stuff? What will they think?
I know, listening back to these podcasts when
they
they're
might
older.
think, oh, Mum and Dad are quite funny. It's quite a bit of banter or whatever. They might think that, or they might think, how dare you speak about me like this? Because our parents didn't. Our parents didn't, did they? So we don't know.
We don't know.
That's a tricky one.
Ooh,
never really thought of it like that.
Oh, God, here we go. He's going to go mute now on the podcast.
Podcast is over. no more parenting topics.
No, I know. But I
just talk about me and you.
Oh, my God. Nobody wants to hear about just me and you, babes. It'd be very boring.
Oh, God, I don't know what I'm doing now.
What are you doing? So, yeah, I suppose it's a lot of reflection. And I think, as well, you have to link it to, we are reflecting upon this. We are parents. We are older. We are generally more mature. But we have to filter this down into the children to protect our own daughter's digital privacy. For example, you know, kids sometimes like to do those get ready with me's, or they like to do all those different things. It's not allowing those phones maybe in there. What if they're doing a get ready with me and they've got the camera, I don't know, filming while they're getting changed and they're getting ready?
Post it on WhatsApp. Someone else shares it. No,
but what I mean is as well, the raw footage.
Yeah.
They might obviously crop it out so they're not showing themselves, you know, in their knickers or whatever. Okay. But the raw footage, if they're filming that, and you know, like kids
they can't get it off their phones. People can't get it off their phones to send it.
You don't know, do you? But then also, you know, kids taking other pictures of other children, like, I don't know, or they're having a wild wee. Oh, that's funny. I'll take a picture of you and I'll post it. We need to be educating the children on what they're posting of other people as well, and the potential impact that could have.
Education is an important part there. Educating our kids, not what to post, what they can do, because they don't know. Some of them are too young to know the implications of this stuff.
Exactly, and they think it's funny at the time, don't they? I mean, some of the things that I did when I was younger that potentially my friends, again, immaturity, might have taken on one of those. Do you remember the throwaway cameras? You used to wind it round and click. Or maybe on, when the digital cameras first came out. And then you used to take like 30 pictures and then go down the local pharmacy.
They were the days, eh?
They were the days. God, you sound like dinosaurs. But some of those pictures that my friends took, I'm so glad that social media wasn't there on a platform to take, because you're immature. You don't realise, you don't know.
I know.
And I think you're going to have to tell these children and even adults. Like, I remember being in Wales once and I had a wild wee. And you thought it was really funny, so you took a picture of me having a wee.
I've still got that video.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, you took a video? Oh, it was a video. Great.
I've got a couple of them.
Great. But isn't that a good role model to set your children?
Were they there? I think it was me and you. Was they there?
Well, I don't know. Well, anyway, no, you've definitely taken a picture of me before having a wee. Definitely, 100% you have, because the kids have been
It's just funny.
Yeah, but you're saying that. It's funny. How would you feel if Daisy was out with friends, she really needed a wee, she had a wee, someone took a picture of it, maybe you could see a bit too much but didn't realise if you zoomed in, and their friends posted it on Snapchat because it was really funny, Daisy's having a wee.
Yeah, I'd fucking hate that.
Exactly.
And it could go like viral through WhatsApp and stuff.
As parents, as older, we need to be role models in what we're posting, because you've got to think, would I want someone to post that of my child? Would I want my child to post that of someone else's child? Would I want my child to post that of me? You're taking pictures of me having a wee. What if she takes one? I don't want that. Nobody wants to be seeing that.
I'm not into water sports, just if you were wondering.
Jesus Christ. Takes another dark turn.
It was just funny in on the walk, wasn't it? Because you tend to do that.
But why? I don't understand why it's funny.
But you were laughing your head off.
Okay, this is just a bit weird now. We can stop with the story.
Okay.
So
lots to think about.
But is there anything now moving forward that you might change or think about? Or do you feel like if you was to put yourself back maybe a few years back, 3 years ago, is there anything you would say that you maybe wouldn't have done or that you will not do now?
I'm not going to post videos with the kids, I don't think. Don't know. We have recently. Try and limit it as much as humanly possible, I'd say. You know what I mean? I don't know.
It's hard to get the balance right, I suppose, because
it's a bloody parenting page.
Yeah.
You've got to show the kids the odd bit, haven't you?
I don't know. It's a minefield to me, Dean. That's why I'm overthinking it. We took a lovely family photo the other day, and I wanted to post it because, the kids are growing up. It was a nice picture. I put it on my story, and I overthought it. I put it on my personal one, but I overthought it.
Did you take it down then?
No, it was just a story, so it disappeared after 24 hours.
Someone could screenshot that.
I know, but it was just a picture of the four of us.
No,
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know. What should I do? Help me.
I think that's fine. I think that's fine, yeah.
But I think there are so many positives just to counteract it. I lost my phone. Well, my phone got stolen back in, I think it was 2016. And
she went to Vegas without me.
Yeah, I didn't have many...
Left me with the kids.
Yeah, left you, yeah. And my phone got stolen, and I thought I'd backed up, and I hadn't. And actually, I loved having social media for that kind of backup of the photos.
It's lovely to look back in it.
Yeah, and it is nice, and I like the memories. Like a memory came up this morning.
Have it on the private stuff. Have a private page for that, because I think it's pretty safe-ish.
Is private still private?
Okay, we've been through this, but I think it's safe-ish. Much safer than public. So just have a private page if you want to post stuff like that. If you've got millions of followers, it's a different kettle of fish.
Yeah, I find that quite worrying, because we were looking up on the way here in the car, weren't we? We were looking up an account. It was America, wasn't it? 17
million followers.
Yeah, and the account had evolved and changed, and basically, the woman leading the account was the child's mother. But she started posting an abnormal amount of pictures of her child eating foods like, in America they call it a popsicle or a hot dog, or basically phallic, like
sexualising her a little bit, or more than a little bit.
Basically, yeah. And then you delved a bit deeper into the comments, and the comments were basically either disgusting sexualised comments from, those weird accounts, or people urging her, take this down.
Hundreds of thousands of saves as well. Who's saving
videos
of other people's kids? Why would you do that for any other reason than just weirdness? Like, why would you do it?
Well, like saving images of saving videos of her eating a lolly.
Yeah, what's the point? What's the purpose?
Oh no.
I don't see the point in saving that. Why do you need that in your library?
Yeah, you'd be thinking in your head, wouldn't you? Why are thousands of people saving this?
Got a good idea.
Oh.
It's grim.
But
all her videos are gone now.
Yeah,
right?
That's what I was gonna say. It's
Count's still there, but all the videos have gone. Which is weird.
Well, maybe it was innocent. Maybe there was nothing in it. Maybe she didn't mean it. But apparently, according to my source, YouTube,
podcast we watched on the way.
That the content evolved and changed over time, and she actually started doing that a lot. And it wasn't just, it was provocative positioning. It was quite a lot that
things she was saying as well were like sexualised as well,
yeah,
wasn't it?
so,
yeah, weird.
I mean, yeah, but luckily, thankfully, I don't know, that's been taken down now, because I think whether or not her intentions were whatever, I think the fact that so many people, hundreds of thousands of people, were commenting negative things on that, I'd be wanting that gone anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
What a joyous and happy podcast for you all today.
Hopefully it got you thinking, though.
Hopefully it got you thinking, because, you know, here we are always self-reflecting, and maybe you've got a counter-argument, maybe you've got an idea, maybe you've got a story that you want to share. Please always reach out to us, because we are so interested in what you all have to say, because at the end of the day, we're muddling through this parenting journey, trying to
trial and
educate
error.
us.
Just trial and error.
Yeah, trying to educate as best we can, and we really appreciate.
Feel sorry for our kids. It's just trial and error.
Yeah.
They think we know what we're doing, but we don't.
But we really appreciate anybody who reaches out and sends us a DM with your experiences, stories, or opinions.
Thank you so much for watching today's episode. We know we pushed some boundaries today, but we really want to hear what you think of this and any experience you might have. So leave your comments below. And thank you so much for watching.
Thank you. And make sure you subscribe.